Here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we are starting a brand new series called Tidy Up Tuesdays. And I'm so happy that you guys have decided to join in the fun and be here with me on this very first Tidy Up Tuesday. Okay, so I am trying something new today, which is I am streaming to both Facebook and YouTube. So, okay, awesome. And I just got my first little comment. So, Mary, thank you. And it's showing me you're on YouTube, and Annette is here from Chicago on Facebook. So, it looks like things are working. Cindy's here. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for saying hi, you guys. So, here's the plan. Today, we are going, I want to kind of give you an overview, some background, kind of some stats like how big is my room, how big is my island, and then I'm going to give you a little tip of my very favorite organizer. If I had to pick one thing in this room that I use the most, it would be this. And I'm going to share that with you today too. So, all right, it looks like everybody's hopping on and saying hello. Monica, Lana, Lisa, Catherine, Janice, Joe, Sandy, woohoo! Kelly's here, Melanie, Bobby, Michelle. Thanks for saying hi, guys. So that's our plan today. Some of you may have actually found me through Craft Room Organization many years ago when I first started. I'm just celebrating 3 years here on YouTube. I can't believe it. It's been a whirlwind. And so if you don't know me, if you're brand new here, I'm Lauren Hinds, and I love to organize and I love to scrapbook and I love to craft my joy, and I love to teach you how to craft your joy. And part of being able to craft our joy, I really feel, is to find what we need, right? So back there, like find what we need so that we can use what we have and enjoy the process, truly enjoy the process. So that is part of why organization to me goes hand in hand with crafting. And I want this series not to be perfect. Okay. So if you're looking for perfect, you're in the wrong place, because this is real time. This is real time. This is how it is. This is working with what you have. This is things that don't look perfect. When you see what I've recorded for you today, you're going to go, wow, her room is not perfect. And that's my goal. My goal is to bring you through the process of going and looking at things and saying, how can I make this better? How can I make this work better for me? And in the process, I have found some things that actually do work really well, which I love, and I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to share my favorite organizers. I'm going to share, all the little things that I've gathered around that help me keep things tidy and organized. But there's always room for improvement, right? I just feel that. Always room for improvement. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take section by section each week and kind of go through it. So today is the overview, my favorite organizer. Next week, I'm going to actually go into this big wall right here, my paper. But I know I've talked a lot about paper already, but I'm just going to go over where I am now with my paper stash, what I love, what organizers I use for that. So that'll be next week. And then we'll just keep going around the room. We'll talk about stamps. We'll talk about dies. We'll talk about albums. We'll talk about memorabilia. We'll talk about all that good stuff, right? Card making, like how we use all of that. So that is, that's what we're going to do. And I can't even read all the comments because this is so fun seeing you guys. So if you have a question, make sure you put a Q, and I will come back at the end and just put a Q so I can search for Qs and make sure that I've answered your question. Okay, so in case you are new, one more time, I actually want to also just share with you some links. Let me see which way I have to go. This way. Woo, there we go. Some links. There we go. I'm trying to point the right way. There we go. So if you are interested in shopping with me as your Creative Memories advisor, there's my shopping link. I am also on Facebook, as some of you are coming in from Facebook. I am on YouTube. I am on Instagram. And also, one thing that I have been working on to try to make things easier, one of my popular, I have a website also, craftssomejoy.com. One of my popular pages on my website is my favorite things page. And I get a lot of people who go to that page and go, I want to get that. I want to get it. Lauren, where's that? And so I have been working on also not just having that page updated for you, but if you look at that very bottom link there, I have an Amazon shop. So if you go to amazon.com/shop/craftssomejoy, and I'll leave the link when this video is finished. This video is recorded. No worries. If you have to go, you can always come back there. This whole series will live on both Facebook and YouTube as replays. And but you can pop into Amazon and directly there and just see all the things that are available right there on Amazon. So I just wanted to make sure you knew about that too. Okay, just because I get so many questions and requests like, where is that? Where's that paper folder you talked about? Where is that, whatever. Okay, so where are those Avery tabs? Right? Okay, so that's my plan. Let me tell you a little bit about where I came from. And Joe, you have a question. What kind of order do you store your CM collections? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Okay. Yep, we're going to talk about CM collections, and I have, actually, if you go, so I have, here is a little screenshot I took of my craft room organization playlist. So on YouTube, I actually have a craft room organization playlist, and one of my most popular video is my craft room tour I did at the end of 2019, so 2 years ago. And no, let's see, almost 3 years ago now, right? So it has been a super, super popular video. It went through details of how I had my previous craft room organized. And that is when I had a chance to have a lot. It was kind of before I really started focusing on scrapbooking. And so I had sewing, I had my crochet down there, I had my jewelry making, I had everything kind of all in the same room. And then kind of as I started focusing on scrapbooking more, I realized that some of the other crafts that I love to do, I just wasn't getting to. And so this new room, I've kind of rethought the purpose, where I want to spend my time right now. And so that's what we're going to go into. So I will get into how I have my paper collection stored. They're by season, they're by theme, and they're also my cardstocks by color. But I do have a video on this playlist that I'm sharing right here called At Last at Peace with My Paper. And that is pretty much, I've tweaked it just a tad, which I'll talk about in this series, but that really shares a lot of how I have my collections organized. Okay, so when I had my beautiful craft room down in the basement, it worked really well for a while. As you guys know, I did a lot of filming from my basement. I shared a lot. And then last year, at the end of the year, around this time last year, actually it was a little later, I had a disaster. And it was a rainy day, and some of you may know we've been under construction for much longer than we wanted to. And so during that time, water just shot down under the house and straight down into my basement. And it wasn't fun. And so my heart really goes out to people in Florida who had to deal with this as well. I had about 4 inches of water, and a dear friend of mine, Beth Beller, she had 4 feet of water. And so I just can't imagine the devastation. But this was enough. This water was enough. And I lost so much paper. I almost lost a lot of kids' memorabilia. My memorabilia is a mess because of this. So that's part of what I need to work on. And so the thought was, I need to fix this. I need to go back in and figure out, where can I go? What can I do in order to have a different space? And so we were in construction. And so we had decided that we were going to add on to our guest house. And this is a little video I took in the construction process of the room that I'm in now. And this was originally supposed to be for my kids. Like, my 2 oldest live in the guest house. This was going to be a hangout room for them because we don't really have a place to hang out. And so I have said this before. I kind of played my mom card and said, okay, guys, I just can't go through the water and the devastation. Basement is not a good place to have paper, right? Paper crafts. And so so we came to the conclusion this was going to be my new craft room. And so thanks guys. So I'm going to let me go back for a second. Okay. So what happened was, when I had the new room, I decided I needed to figure out what kind of furniture, what kind of cubbies, what I was going to put in here to hold all my stuff. And so I'm just pausing it right here to kind of show you, like, I hope you were able to see this island. This island really became kind of the central place for me to, there you go, you can see it there, for me to store all my cubbies. Yep. So this is 6 Michael's cubes long, and these are the new Michael's cubes, the 16 by 16 and 3 wide. Okay. And so each one of those is 16 by 16. And in order to get it to a height that I wanted it kind of at counter height. I left all of those cubbies. I put them up on wheels because the wheels added about 1.5 inches of height. Okay. And so that was just a really nice height for also being able to tuck stuff under. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's a bit glitchy. Is my sound a bit glitchy, or is the video a bit glitchy? I was kind of rewinding. Maybe that's it. Okay. So yes. Okay. I'm catching a few comments as they go by. And how tall am I? I'm 5'5", Lynette. So I'm not very tall. My kids are very tall. I'm the shortest one in my family. Okay. So what I wanted to kind of share a little bit, let me see. After this, okay, I'm going to go backwards for a little bit, just for a second, and share. Hi, we're on my desktop. Okay. So in the process, and this is what I would recommend for anyone, since we're starting at the beginning and since we're going, how did you come up with this? How did you figure out where everything's going to go? I had a file where I had just notes and notes and notes and sketches and drawings of what I thought I wanted to have in my room. And guess what? Like, most of these kind of gave me some insight, but it wasn't finished until I actually started putting things in. But I do know a lot of people say, well, how big is your room? So let's first just start there. My total room is 13 by 17. It's not huge. And there's no closet in here. None, no closet. And there's 3 windows. One's a corner window. 2 are actually corner windows and a doorway. So there's not a huge amount of wall space either. So one of the first things I did, you can see here, is I actually sketched out my room so I could see, okay, I have 100 inches of wall space here. I have 102 here, 130, and then 90 right here. And so that was kind of my starting point. And you can see, so I have about 17.25 feet this way, about 13 feet this way. So it's a rectangle. And then you started go, okay, so if that's the shape of my room, like what kind of furniture do I have? What are the dimensions? You know, a lot of us use IKEA furniture or Michael's cubes, Alex drawers. Just start writing down all of those dimensions, because you have to kind of have a blueprint first, right? Before you start deciding, you know, what goes where. And I think I saw a lot of you talking about what kind of crafts you do. That's really important as well. So if you do a lot of card making, if you do a lot of paper crafts, if you do scrapbooking, you know, what are all the different things that you do and where are they going to go? When I did my first craft room tour, that was a big thing I talked about, was having creation stations. And I still love that. Being able to kind of go, okay, so in the big scheme of things, like, okay, so maybe I'll put my cubbies over here, and here's windows. So I'll probably want my desk by the windows. One's kind of a work desk. One's kind of, you know, my computer desk, you know, like deciding where things go. Or if you have furniture, will that furniture fit in the room that you have? And so on. So once I kind of got this down, and if you remember those photos I showed you, I lost a lot of my original cubes. So the original Michael's cubes were 14.25, 14 and a quarter by 14 and a quarter. Okay. And then now the new Michael's cubes come in at 16 by 16. So I think I lost probably 10 or 15 of my original size cubes, had to come back out and decide, can I save some of those? If I save some of those, how are those going to, you know, mesh in with my new cubes and so forth. But what I ended up finding was the new Michael's cubes, you know, so I had, like I said, I'm just kind of showing you, you know, I loved the idea of doing kind of an H setup, and then I was going to have a big tabletop so that I could actually have my side and then maybe another side over here for someone else who wanted, if they wanted to join me in my room. Or my son, he's going to architecture school. So I'm like, hey, you can spread out your projects. And then what kind of a, you know, tabletop did countertop. And that took a while. And when that video I was showing you where we brought in, I found this MDF white, well, it's unpainted board. And I think it was 60 or 65 bucks at Home Depot. And I thought I had died and gone to heaven, because I had been looking for something to put on top of this, you know, kind of platform. And it was the perfect thing. So anyhow, that was just kind of a little bit of the backstory, you know, kind of what would fit, where are my punch holders going to go, you know, all this different ideas of how to set things up. So definitely get your graph paper, or your just paper, your measurements, download the measurements of furniture that you might already have, and, you know, kind of get, first of all, get an idea of what you have. Okay, so once I did that, as I was showing you, I did start loading up my room. I'm going to come back in here. muted me again. Okay. So originally I had this room both as, I have, as some of you may know, I have a retired product store, and you can see kind of in the calyx unit on the left over there. I'll kind of zoom back out. That was all my retired product. And then those white drawers, excuse me, that was retired product. And that whole 3 cubby full, at the end of the H on my island, that was all retired product. So I had a lot in this room that was kind of devoted to my shop. And what I recently realized was in order to feel better about creating, I needed to get some of this quote work stuff out of my creative space. So, we found another spot to kind of move all this product to for my shop, my retired product shop. And now I've regained all of this space, which is another reason why I've come in here and said, okay, so, how can I reutilize this space? So now I'm going to, I'm muted again. Sorry. There's our little dear friend out there. This is my space right now. And so you can see when you walk in, and my friends, this is real. This is not perfect. This is today. If you walked in my room, this is what you would see. Okay. It's a bunch of wires. It's a bunch of filming equipment. It's a bunch of papers piled on my desk, and, still a lot of room for improvement. But now you can see that calyx unit where I had all my product. I love the fact that now that is devoted to my album making projects. So I can now take a look at a glance and see all my albums. And those 3 cubbies at the end there, those are now devoted to just craft room things. And the same over here. These are the smaller cubbies. And this is where I have all my old pages and different size black, white, Spargo, natural refill pages, all of that good stuff. So you can see I've kind of mixed. I hope you were able to kind of see a little bit. I was mixing the new cubbies, which are here, the 16 by 16s, and then under the window next to the old one, this one kind of shows you the difference in size. There's the 14 by 14, and then right next to it with the drawers, those are the 16 by 16s. Okay, so now you can kind of get an overview, and this is kind of how I have things, as I mentioned now. And then I am muted again. Here we go. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to have to just keep looking at that. Okay, let me go back. All right, so I will come back and share a little bit more about the cubbies. Thank you. I know. When I switch videos, the sound goes out. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to have to fix that, you guys. Okay, so what I was mentioning in this little clip is when you make an island out of cubbies, the awesome thing is that you have so many places to put things underneath the island, right? And that was part of my goal, is to have places to put things underneath, out of the way, because as I showed you, I don't have a whole lot of wall space. There's the printer going off. But I do have, this island that I was able to put in the center of the room. And so I wanted to utilize every single inch. So underneath, I found ways to really utilize this storage under. And yeah, and my desk chair, Catherine, I love this. This is a steel case. It's a counter height. Okay, so it's a taller chair, and it goes perfectly under the island. So I love it. And that's, I bought it on Amazon. So it's there listed in my favorite things page and my shop. Okay, so over on this wall, you can see, so I have the 16 by 16s on the left-hand side and the 14 and a quarter by 14 and a quarter straight ahead, what we're looking at. So this is the stamp, punch, and die wall, my favorites. I've kind of shared a little bit on how I store my metal dies. That big cart you see right there, that's my stamp cart. I love that. I have stamps other places, but I really love carts, and I'm going to share a little bit more about that. And these are the stamp and storage units that are up on my wall to hold my punches. They're very heavy, so you need to make sure you're secured. On this side, so remember how I had that H set up. So one end of the H here, you can see, is turned toward my desk side. And again, these little 16 by 16 cubes come in different configurations. So I love this one that has you can see all the little slats. And I will be going through all of those and how I have that organized. And then on the back side, I put a little hook, and that's where my Cricut mats hang. And even the 12 by 24 can hang, because these are two 16 by 16 high. I know I had a question on that, plus the wheels. Okay. So I think if you add 16 and 16, and the wheels, I believe, are about 1.5 inches, and my countertop is about 3/4 to an inch. So, you can kind of see how that all works in there. Okay. All right. So, we're on the back side of the island. So each section of the island has a place to put things, which I really love. Love, love, love. Okay. So you can see definitely the top of my island is not, it's utilized. It's got a lot going on, and I have a lot of wires. And one of the things I'm doing too is I'm going to try some new products. I've ordered a lot of different things, and we're going to just see, are they going to work? Are they not going to work? I have some ideas for cord management that I'm going to share with you at different parts, and just to see. This is my quote work desk, and I have my crafter printer, all my Red River paper here. You'll see my standing desk is next to it, but on the back side, I wanted to just point this out here. I ran out of wall space, and I was so sad for the longest time that I had no place to put my overflow of punches, because my punch holders were full. Plus, I have some Stampin' Up! Punches and some other different brands of punches that I love, and I had no room for them. And then once I took some of my retired products, just extra product out of here, I realized this is the backside of the H in my island. And these stamp holders or punch holders are not very deep. I think they're only about 4 inches deep. And so I was able to stack them underneath, but somebody could still put a chair in, and you might kick it, but there's still plenty of room in front of you to pull in a chair and sit at the island. And so this was awesome. You can see I even have room for one more Creative Memories punch holder right there on the left. So that'll be one of my next wish list items to get, because, you know, storing punches is kind of a thing. There's a lot to it. And I do think I saw a question on, did I reinforce the wheels for weight bearing? Okay, so let me see if I can scroll back to here. So the wheels are the wheels that come with, that you can purchase with the Michaels cubes. And if you're going to put a lot on top of your island, a lot of weight bearing stuff on top, I would probably say, yeah, either switch the wheels out to actually, you know, little short legs, or get heavy duty wheels. I knew that on top of my island, I wasn't going to have, like, say, loads of punches. I would not have put that. And that's another reason I was actually looking at butcher block tops, and those that are so heavy, I was worried about the wheels. So for me, the wheels that came with the island, so you can see kind of here on the left where all that color paper is, that's actually one cart that has all the different slots in it. So there's different configurations you can get from Michaels with these cubes. And then the one in the middle that have all those iris cases, those are 2 cubes with the shelves. And then the one that my Cricut mats are hanging on, that's one big open cube on the bottom, and then one of the cubes on the top with all the slats that has all the different shelves that you can put in. Okay, so yeah, so I think there's a lot of good stuff going on in the chat, like as far as you know, maybe help for trying to get those kind of things with maybe heavier duty wheels or legs or something like that. So that would be my suggestion. Definitely, if you want that little extra height, you know, that extra 1.5 to 2 inches, then definitely look into something heavy duty if you're going to put a lot of weight on top of your island. So most of that weight, as I showed you, was up on my wall for my punches. And this I just wanted to share. So, like, this is definitely, I need more to go through. Like I said, I've got some more organizers on order that I'm going to come in and, you know, share with you in some future. But today I just kind of wanted to give you this overview of what's where. So I have the standing desk, and I'm thinking my standing desk, I've already showed you all this, is kind of where I want to do more of my stamping and card making. And that's going to be like my little stamping card making section. And then over in this corner, you can see this is my computer where I do my design work and different things. And then here's that beautiful IKEA cabinet. And and you can see my messy desk. Yep. See, this is real. This is not perfect. And the IKEA cabinet, again, is where I've decided to put now my projects, since I was able to move all of the product out. And then on the back side, one of my favorite things in it, you know, my typewriter, one of my favorite new areas right here, you can see I have another tower with all those shelves, and the Creative Memories storage boxes or the iris cases, whichever you have, they all fit in here perfectly. And so now this is going to be kind of my project zone as well. Like, so you'll notice I'm going to pull out this one of these containers, and this is the Croptoberfest that I'm working on. And so I can keep all of that project together in one of these cases, which is so nice. And then when I'm working on that, I can bring it to the table. And then when I'm done, put it back in there and tuck it in. So I love that these new 16 by 16 cubes will accommodate 12 by 12 things beautifully, but also those cases, which I love. So on top of my desk, so this is where I was showing, I don't have a lot of weight, right? So it's really kind of, I try to keep this more as a workspace. Right now I have my Cricut pulled out because I have been doing some work with the Croptoberfest cut files. And then you can kind of see I've got my label maker. This is where I'm sitting right now. You've got where you can see my camera, my lights, my microphone, my laptop, all that good stuff. So all of that's there. And then here's that awesome, awesome shot of all the things I have yet to organize under my island here. Okay, so okay, let's see. Oh, and the other beautiful thing about these cubes, our albums fit in here perfectly. Even some of the power sort boxes will fit in here. So lots and lots of room under, and you can see I've got a lot of work to do. Okay, let me see. I think I have, yep. I'm going to take a minute here and look at some questions. And then I also want to share with you, as I promised, my favorite organizer that I have right now in my craft room. Okay. And Kel Cat says, I think there is future for folks like you, others who have had real experience to get real storage solutions to the masses, like how there are kitchen designers work with. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I think, and maybe, like I said, this is not going to be a perfect, let me come back for a second here. This is not perfect. My room is not perfect. And I don't want it to be perfect because I don't want you to feel like you have to be perfect. I want this to be real time. And, we talk in real time about real solutions and what do we do with all of our stuff. And so, I think, and I can't tell you how many things I've ordered from Amazon and tried and returned. Or like, do I like the quality of this? Do I like the feel of this? And like the vinyl envelopes that I store my dies and stamps in is a perfect example. I've ordered probably 5 different brands of that. And there's only one brand that I like the feel and the quality of, and everything else got sent back. So that's what I love sharing, is when I find something that I go, this is a good solution. That's what I want to share with you. Real time. And you can see, I purposely, it's kind of like when you have the cleaning lady come and you feel like you have to clean before the cleaning lady. I really tried to resist the urge to clean before I filmed because I wanted it to be real. I wanted it to be not perfect. Okay. So, that's part of it. Okay. And Diane, let's see, you have a question. Do I have the new Michaels drawer units? Yes. And how do they compare to the Alex? That's a great question. The Alex are a little better made. I'll just be honest with that. The Alex are a little better made. So my 2 desks that I shared with you, those are IKEA Alex units with the Linneman, I don't know how to say that word, Linneman tabletops on it. So my desks are with the Alex units. What I have back here that all these cubbies fit on, let me see if I can actually kind of show you. Ooh, I'm going to get a little bumpy right here. Okay, let me see. So these are the Michaels cubes, okay? And the Alex drawers are a different dimension. Okay, so remember I said each one of these cubes is a 16 by 16. And so Michaels built their drawers 16 wide. And then I want to say these are 24 high. So the whole bottom row that I did down there, so you can kind of see that whole bottom row is all drawers because I wanted them all the same height. I wanted them all 24. So at the end, that would be similar to and the wide Alex down there. And then these are similar to the short Alex, but everything, the dimension is differently. And I chose to go Michaels because it was all modular. Everything stacked and fit on top of each other. So you can kind of see that. The wide one over there, you can put two cubbies on top of the wide drawers, right? And then the ones on top, these are the ones that have the angle. And that's where I did my whole set of paper. Oh, look, and there's the microphone right in your way. Okay, so let me come back over here. So practicality and space 1 over quality by a smidge. And so I chose the Michaels because everything was modular and could stack and work perfectly on this wall. But if I had to say, if you don't have to stack and make a wall like this, yeah, I think the IKEA cabinets are a little better quality. Okay. The drawers are about the same size, although I think the Michaels drawers are actually a little narrower. I would probably say that. Yeah. In fact, the Alex, I think, the Michaels have kind of 3 all one size drawer and then 3 a little larger. And I think the Alex drawers, they're still down in the basement, are a little different setup. So yeah. Okay. Let me just check in if there's some other questions. Yeah. Oh, Annette says, what have so I don't get any water in here. I'm on high ground now. So my basement was at the very, we're on a hillside. And so the basement was at the very bottom and now I'm up top. So, so that's item number 1. I'm not in a basement anymore. And item number 2 is we did do a lot of drainage digging and ditch digging because we do have a lot of elevation changes here on our property. So good question. And let's see, I think, Lynette, I got your question about how tall I am. And Trish asked, do I think that the counter will eventually collapse the wheels of the cubbies? I have had absolutely no issue. In fact, I can still even roll all my cubbies underneath this countertop. But remember, I said I don't put a ton of weight on here. So kind of like our discussion we had, if you intend to put, like, say, a lot of weight on top of your counter and put punches and dies and all that metal, I would definitely prepare for that and do a better, a different option than just the wheels that come from Michaels. Absolutely. Great questions. Okay. So, yep. And so we just talked about Diane's question about the new Alex versus Michaels. And then do you have an imperfectly perfect crafting storage and workspace? Thank you. Yeah, it is imperfectly perfect. All right. So do you guys want to see one of my absolute favorite things? Are you ready? One of my absolute favorite things that I have decided is probably my most used organizer, and that I really, it has made a big difference. How about that? Made a big difference in how I can reach for things, how I can get to things. And that is, you got a little sneak peek of it. I think this is the right. It is this rolling cart. And so I took some still shots so that you could just kind of take it all in and go, wow, Lauren, you got a lot of stuff in that cart. Okay. So, what I've decided is when I'm scrapping, and you'll see me, I reach for a bunch of stuff. Oh, did I go no sound again? Okay. I'm back. Okay. I hope I had sound. Okay. Yes. Cherie's like, I love my cart. Okay. All right. So we're back. We're talking about the cart. This is the cart. I think you can get it at IKEA. This one came from Michael's. I recently discovered the little cup add-on things. Do you guys see how many cup add-on things I have on my cart? Sound again? I'm no sound again. It went to the video, so I'm no sound. I'm back. Thank you. I have got to just figure that out with my video. Okay, so let me go back. This cart, see, it switched over here and then I went away, right? Here we go. So let me come over again. This cart, one of my absolute favorite things is the 5x7 iris cases, or these are also cases from Creative Memories. Love them. And you can see these all fill the top of my cart, and they can still slide under my island, which you saw in the sneak peek there. And I still have some. I kind of rearrange this depending, as I've been going through, I've rearranged what I have in my cart. But right now, and so I have to label a couple more of these. And right now you can see these are the things that I reach for over and over and over again. Tags, small peekaboo pockets, pockets, my labeling kit. And I'll pull a couple of these out and share. My journal cards, foam squares. I have my dot grid in here. I have my journaling kit. And then one of my latest favorite things are these little cups that you can just stick on the side of your cart, which also come from Michael's. And I adore them because I kept fussing with things on my counter, on top of my counter, like spinners and, baskets and all this pokey stuff was in there. And then I found these fun little add-ons to the cart, and I love it. I love putting my multi-purpose tools in one little pocket, and I have my scissors in another, my tweezers in another, my glue, precision point glue in another. You can see I have my my adhesive, I have notes. So this cart holds a lot. And yes, Sheree, it frees up a ton of desk space. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of let this video roll and share what I have. I have my foam tape. I have my photo tape. I have a glue stick. I have my glass, liquid glass, adhesive dots, my Cricut tools, my scoring sticks, my everything there. There I've got my corner rounder, my scrap roller, my rulers. I even have a little hook. You can get the little hooks, command hooks, And I have my cardstock ring on there. And then on my second layer, I finally decided I wanted my pens closer by. Okay. And that was a big choice. Let me go back for a second. And remember, we always like to store our pens horizontally. So I decided I love having them in all my iris cases, or the plastic cases. These are the Creative Memories cases. And they're stored by type of pen. So I have my chalking pens in one, my micron pens in one, my dot tip pens in another. And they were in my cubbies behind me. And now they are right here on my cart. And because I have the boxes in here horizontally, my pens are stored horizontally, which is always beneficial for your pens, right? So, so there's the second row is pens. And yes, I love my pens. And then the third row, I just want to point out the power sort box fits beautifully in this cart as well. And I can never be too far away from my photo folders. So I have a stash of photo folders just sitting there that I can grab when I need to organize my photos or get a project ready to scrap. So you can see there, the full power sort box will fit underneath. So I have that on my third row, as well as a couple extra containers and my photo folders, my empty photo folders. Okay, so, yep, rolling cart. Did we have a question? Drum roll, please. Rolling cart. The rolling cart. I love this rolling cart. So you can see it just holds everything. I've got, like I mentioned, some extra hooks that you can just stick on, and all the little cups. So anything that was too tall to have on the top row, I put on the middle row. Okay. And I'll go back to the photo there so you can see it again. So anything that was too tall, I put on the middle row, like the scrap roller and my tall ruler I have hanging on a hook and all of those different things. So all of those different pieces now can fit on that cart. Okay. So, all right. Is the sound going on and off? Okay. Okay. So let me come back to my overhead for a second here. Okay. One sec. Let me zoom out just a smidge. Okay. So as I mentioned, right here, right next to me, I'm going to kind of see if I can show you. Oh, wait, no, I have my overhead, so not my computer. All right, 1 second. I got to go to a different view here. So here, let me see. There's my cart. See, right here. So I sit here and work or film or stream with you guys, and my cart is right here. So I can pull these guys right out. So if I'm doing a page and I want to do some journaling, I have my journaling kit. Okay. And so it's labeled journaling kit. So what's in my journaling kit? You can see all my favorite pens I like to write with. And not only are my favorite pens in here, but on the bottom, I also have some of my little templates, my little journaling templates. I have remember these old goodies, the write again little squares in case I make a mistake. Or this is another favorite thing for helping clear up your mistakes, and that's just a white jelly roll pen. This works beautifully with our black pens. If you make a mistake and you're on white paper, you can just use this kind of as, what was that used to call, liquid, something liquid. I can't remember, the whiteout, that was it. I have an eraser in this And so my fine points, I have my fine points, I have my black pens. So all my favorites right in here. As you saw on my cart, the second row down is the whole set of all my different pens. So if I want my dot tip pens, oh, that's not it. I need to put better labels on here now. Ta-da. Well, I have my jelly rolls. Here they are. Here's my dot tip pens. Okay. So I have my whole set. So if I'm doing some, you know, fun things where I want to do some dot work, you know, I can just grab this. And I think one of the best things about a cart, I was watching someone talk about organization, and they said it's really one thing that helps is not having lids, right? Not having a lid. And I think that's what I love about a cart, and especially boxes plus a cart. Now, yes, these have lids and they're contained, but to put it away, that's it. It's just, you just slide it right in. So this one has my dot grid journal boxes, and I had these in photo folders, and now I've decided I use them so much, they deserve a top row space on my cart. So everything I feel like on the top row should be things that, you know, you're using all the time. I'm going to see if I can get a little better close up. Okay, there we go. And let's see. There, how's that? That's a little better. Okay, so dot grid. Let's see what's in the next one. This one is, oh, journal squares. Those are the ones that I like to make and use. This one, grid squares. So I have dot grid, and then kind of journal. And then this is my other, like the 4x6 journal cards. I'm loving those. So those are all kind of journaling things. Then foam squares. You've got to have your stash of foam squares right here. And I'm going to jump over and come back to a couple of these. This is Peekaboo pockets. So I have all my 4x6 Peekaboo pockets in here. Then I have my small Peekaboo pockets. Okay. And these are the ones that we're hoping Creative Memories will bring back with the smaller sizes. And then I have tags. So I think I talked about this on one of the Friday night scrapbooking. Sometimes if I make tags with my die cutting machine or pockets or things, I like to have a little box of those. And then I've also added in I had some miscellaneous color journal cards, and I'm not sure that's going to stay there or whether I'm going to put these in my paper folder. So we'll come back to that. And then I have pockets. Pockets, these are mostly from the Happy Album kit. So these are just cute little pockets, and also Travelog. That one's from Travelog. And then I wanted to come back to my labeling kit. So this has been a super big help, because how many times am I trying to find the label, the pen, my favorite pen, and my Avery Ultra Tab to write a label for my paper pack, right? So let's just grab a paper pack here, and I want to put a label on this, and I need my Avery Ultra Tab and my favorite black pen, so everything looks the same. So now I have that in my little labeling kit, and I also put my photo labeling pencil in there and another eraser, because I think you have to have erasers in 5 different places, like you have to have scissors in 5 different places, right? So then those are all my boxes. Most use things, but also able to organize, grab something, use it, and then just drop it back in, which I just love. I love being able to grab it, get what I need, then drop it right back in my cart. This has got to be my favorite thing. I've got my adhesive. I was forever, you guys know, I'm forever losing stuff under my left elbow. Whoops, right? Under my left elbow. So having a cart with all that most used stuff, super duper helpful. Yep. White jelly roll pen. That's right. Okay. And yes, I need to finish labeling some of those boxes, Lori. I haven't gone, I haven't finished those. So, where do I store the long 6x12 Peekaboo pockets? Good question, Annette. And do you see these guys? So my long Peekaboo pockets are actually in one of these drawers, and I'm still working on this. Like I said, work in progress. And right now, because they are long, right? My 5x7s and my 6x12s are in there, but you can see within reach. So the cart, definitely think about that. Even no matter what kind of space you have, that has been a game changer. And I resisted carts for a long time. Like, oh, they look so messy. Oh, I don't know if I want to have one. Or the pens, you have to store them upright, because a lot of people use pens and you store them upright. And that's not the way you're supposed to store pens. And so coming up with the idea of having these boxes that just fit perfectly in the cart. And then all the little extra, the little extra places along the side. This was a game changer too. So if I need my corner rounder, ta-da, my corner rounder's right here. And it has a place, right? They always say everything to have a place and everything in its place. Everything should have a place. And yeah, that one. Everything in its place. That one. All right. So sorry for the bump there. Okay. So yeah, I love the white erasers. Let me see. Liquid paper. Hi, Cynthia. Yes. So it's set up like my Recollections QBs, except these are the 16x16. So there's a lot more room, and we're going to talk about that probably next week, more so because we're going to get into all this paper next week. So next week we'll talk about paper. And yeah. So let me just check in and see my favorite thing. That was my favorite thing, the cart, right? I love the cart. Okay. I labeled the boxes, 6x12. I got those. Kelly says, excuse me, when I watched Totally Tiffany and when had an organizer move boxes, got the idea, and crafters mention it all the time. Someone has to start doing it. We need them. I'm not sure what you're talking. Let me see. Peekaboo pockets. What are those? Oh, Peekaboo pockets. You don't know what Peekaboo pockets are? Oh my goodness. So Peekaboo pockets are these little clear pockets that you add to your scrapbook page. Let me grab an album and share it with you. I just did one in my last Friday night scrapbooking. That's not the right album. Which one is it? That is where? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Okay. I have too many in progress albums, which I should also mention. The other thing that I love to do is my POP system, Progress on Projects, which helps you organize your scrapbooking and, kind of your overview projects. So you can organize your stuff, but you also kind of have to organize your brain and think about what projects do you want to create and how are you going to get those organized? And that's what my whole POP system is about. So we did we had so much fun Friday night scrapbooking, and we did this 2-page layout together where we went back to basics. Ooh, I don't even know where. Let's see, this way. And so these are Peekaboo pockets, if I can reach it. This one, I have to go this way. Trying to see. This one is a Peekaboo pocket. So you can see you stick it on top And this one is a Peekaboo pocket. Oops, up here with my favorite pictures of Audrey in there. I love them. So there's a lot more reflection now because I actually put these in sleeves. So there's a lot of, sorry for all the reflection, but these are just ways of adding photographs. Love Peekaboo pockets. They come in 4x6, 6x12, 5x7, and we're hoping they're going to bring back these little guys like the 4x4s right here. And they had some other sizes too. Okay, so as an aside, since I have this pulled out, remember people were saying, what are you going to do? This is an old premiere album. This is from 2003. And if you watch Friday Night Scrapbooking, you know this is a tricky year for me to scrapbook. But that big power sort box that you saw, I pulled it out. And so I want to try to get into those photos and kind of go through this. This was the year I lost my mom, but also had my fourth child. And I need to get into this year and scrapbook. And so this was one of the years I had skipped, and it was in my old size. This is the premiere size album, not the true 12x12. I know a lot of you said, what are you going to do? And so if you notice, I put the Creative Memories pocket pages in here. And so that's where those Christmas pages went, okay, that we did from 2003. And actually my National Scrapbook Day, I have a video on this one too. This was actually 2003. So I'm like, hey, look at that. I can put this in the book too. So I've got Easter done and a little bit of Christmas. And this was when I shared how to create the little Peekaboo page cutout. So I have a video on that. And the extension from using the 12x12 pockets. So this is the brand new pockets from Creative Memories. It's not bad, right? So yeah, it shows a little bit, and maybe it'll show a little bit more as I fill up the album. But this is a great alternative if you want to scrap 12x12, but you have the old size albums. Have any of you tried that? This was the first time I had tried this. So instead of, if you don't have the pages, if you have the pages, you could just use the pages. But if you don't have the pages and you have albums, I think this is a great alternative, is to do the 12x12 top loading sleeves. And then these are true 12x12 pages. Okay. So let me know in the chat. Has anybody tried that? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lynette. Yeah. And Mary says she has, and it's worked okay. So, what I figured, and Mary, I don't know, maybe you have more pages done than I do. When it's on the bookshelf like this, right? You're kind of not going to see that there's a little bit out the backside. Yeah. It's not bad. Deborah says it's not bad. Okay. The jeeping. Yes. So it's not the jeeping. Exactly. And to me, that was always the hard part of using a true 12x12 in the old size album, was that it was the jeeping that stuck out. But I feel like this little tidbit of plastic really is not that annoying. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Yes, that's right. There's no jeeping on the 12x12 pocket pages. Exactly. Just what Mary said. It's all just, see that? It's just a little bit of plastic. And so you can kind of see there's the pages that I did. And I have a lot of extra pages in here too. Yeah. And in various colors. Yeah, I know. I do too, Mary. So as an alternative, right? And I still have, believe me, I still have a lot of old size albums too, because I think a lot of us were like, oh, I want to have a whole set. This was the evergreen, the old evergreen. And that's what I started my family albums in. And so I bought enough that I could switch in the year 2000. I switched to black, hoping that they'd never be out of black again. And so I had to buy enough of the old green so that, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of like a color thing. I want all of them, all the same color. So, and the Peekaboo cutout. Yes, I do. That, the Easter one is a Scrap With Me ×3. So if you look for Scrap With Me ×3, you'll find this video on how I did these pages with the little Peekaboo cutout. Okay. And I take you step by step how to do that. So great question. Thank you. And that's on my channel under Creative Memory Scrapbooking, I think. Scrap With Me ×3. And Catherine says the pop system. Yes, the pop system. Well, yeah, got to get organized, friends. So, yes. So I'm thinking the question is, you can also use Peekaboo pockets for journaling. Absolutely. So here's another thing. I have a whole video on Peekaboo pockets because I love Peekaboo pockets. So it's tips and tricks with Peekaboo pockets. And I've been mentioning, I've got a whole list of volume 2 Peekaboo of all the things you can do with Peekaboo. So I'm hoping to record that soon. I've got a lot of projects going on right now. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So Mary says once she starts with one color, I kind of wanted to do and then switch and do that. So, organizing paper and cardstock. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that, Jane, next week. I'm going to dig in a little bit more. I have a really fun system for my paper, and it's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I have the Papa Bear, the Mama Bear, and the Baby Bear. And I'll talk about how I have that organized and how I make those decisions for my paper. But in the meantime, to kind of get a good idea, I have a video called At Last, at Peace with my paper. And it's on my YouTube channel. Let's see, you are on YouTube, so you can just find it under Craft Room Organization. I have a whole channel about that. And it takes you through my basics on paper organization there. And yeah, Linda, thank you. I feel like I do really enjoy Peekaboo pockets. So I have a lot. I share a lot of pages with Peekaboo pockets on them. Do love them. A lot of different fun ideas. Okay. And Catherine says she has the old scrapbook idea book still. Layouts and ideas. They are so funny. Yeah, triangles in the corner, right? Triangles and strips. Okay. Oh, that's a good question, Tina. Tina's asking about the Avery tabs sticking on the Power Project folders. So I don't actually use Avery tabs on the Power Project folders. I use them on my two, the Mama Bear and the Baby Bear. But the Power Project folders, let me just grab one. I turn it sideways and I use the middle tab and write the name that way. And then I just turn it sideways and put it on my shelf. So these I do not use Avery tabs with, but I could see if you want to keep it upright and put it on here. Yeah, they might have a harder time sticking. Maybe add a little piece of tape. But what I try to do is load my Power Project folders. These are the Papa Bear. I try to load these so that if I put them sideways, nothing's going to kind of fall out. And we'll talk about that. Okay, so yeah, that's what I do. I use the tab on the Power Project folder. Great questions. I love it, you guys. Keep them coming. Okay. And we'll dig into paper. Do you guys want to hear more about paper? I'm thinking paper is a hot topic, but I wanted to kind of give you the overview today and then talk about my favorite thing. And then we're going to just jump in and really get into all the different sections. So, yes. Yeah. Okay. The tabs do come off the power folders. Yeah. When I turn the power folders, don't go in and out as well. And the items in the long front pocket do fall out. Okay. So yeah, maybe we can talk about some solutions for that then. And most of my folders are turned sideways, but then I have some tricks on how I keep the things stored in there. Yep. Let's save paper. Yeah, absolutely. Paper's next week. Annette needs to go run out and get a cart. Did I sell you on the cart? I'm telling you, I love my cart. Okay. Storing Angela. Yep. Right now, my 6x12 Peekaboo pockets I have and so if you're at Michael's getting a cart, these also come from Michael's as well. So these are like a little 3 set of 12x12 drawers. And because they're narrow, that's what I love about these drawers. They're narrow. And so right now, one of my drawers is labeled Peekaboo Pockets. And that's the one that has my long ones. You can see the 6x12s fit in there. And then I have the 5x7s over here on this side. So I have 5x7 and 6x12. And I remember these old guys too. Wow. Those are from long ago. These are those big memorabilia pockets. I stuck those in there too. So it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. But we will talk a little bit more about my drawers here. And also, this is another favorite. And I just brought these up. So remember my albums used to all be in here. So now I have new cubbies to rethink. But this is another, there we go. You can see it there. Thing I love these drawers for. So since we're talking old size, the premier size, right? This size was not true 12x12. And so what you can do is just take the original page protectors and trim a 1/2 inch off the side. And I needed a place to keep those, the ones that were already trimmed, because I like to trim a bunch of them at the same time. And then those fit on the old Premier pages. And so I like having a drawer with, you can see that I labeled that trimmed page protectors. So I know those are for the older size, the Premier size. Okay. So, yeah, I know. I love square too. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So was there, yeah, those drawers are from Michael's, the 12x12. So they're big 12x12 drawers. They're from Michael's. So, use your coupon and everything. Like I said, I haven't gotten into this yet. This is in progress. But you can see, so I had one that was labeled page protectors, trimmed page protectors. This one, I think I had I've been switching them around, but then I have, so I have 2 of these boxes. So they're 3 high, and I have 2 of them that fit in one of these 16x16 cubes. And there's even a little room on the side. And these drawers are pretty cool because they have holes on the bottom. Do you see the holes? So like if you're trying to get something up off the bottom, you can just push your finger up and grab it. Okay. And they have little rubber feet on the bottom. So they're stackable. You can stack them. They're acrylic. They're acrylic. So, you don't want to put a ton of weight. I tried originally, you know what I tried those for originally? Border Maker cartridges. Nope, doesn't work. they're They're too heavy. And then those as well, I'm going to go up. See those right up there? Here. These are also from Michaels. These are washi tape holders. Now they're much smaller, right? They're not the 12 by 12. So don't get confused and get the small ones. The ones I just showed you are 12 by 12. Okay. So they have both of those, the washi tape and the paper. And if you don't have it in stock at your Michaels, you can usually order it and have it shipped to you for free, right? So, yep, good. The cups are from the little cups that I have on my cart are also from Michaels. There's going to be a run on those. Better get them now, guys. Grab your cups. And like I said, I really love the little narrow ones. Oh my gosh. I love these because they're divided. See that? And then they just, see how they clip on your cart? And then they have this little stabilizer down here. So they're very secure. And I do love my little caddies. Love it. Okay. I think we've done a lot for today. Our first Tidy Up Tuesday. I hope there was a lot there to take in, but I did want to kind of give you the overview, some dimensions, some ideas of where I have things. And then we're going to take this week by week. And here's my call to action for you guys. If there's something you really want to see, leave me a comment either on Facebook or on YouTube and say, Lauren, I'm really struggling with how to organize this. And we will talk about it because this is a real-time, real experience, live tidying up. This is not perfect. This is real. So that's my whole goal. Okay. And you just let me know what you want to learn about and how I can help you. That's my goal. Okay. Oh my gosh, Pam, your daughter works at Michael's. I would be in real trouble. So if you have a cart, I'd also love to hear what's in your cart. Do you like having a cart? I am telling you, that's my favorite thing. I just roll it right where I need it to be. And I have everything, my favorite things right there at my fingertips. So that is my favorite. And Sandy says it's all about paper. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do the whole next Tuesday all about paper. So hope that helps. Little tips here and there. Let me know your questions and what you need help on. And we will see you next week for Tidy Up Tuesday. And also don't forget, if you are interested in scrapping with me for Croptoberfest, that is coming up. I'm doing a premiere with Kylie on Saturday. I'll have the event card up for that soon. And then a scrap with me on Sunday, where we will be making our Croptoberfest project. So thank you all, those of you who have already signed up to join me. And I can't wait to share and scrap with you. And it will be recorded. Pretty much everything I do is recorded. So you can always watch it later. And so always just check back, rewatch, replay, watch things at your convenience and get some ideas. Okay. And Lisa says, the carts are great. I love this. She has 3. Why not 3? Right? I love that. So I have 2. And so that's my favorite one. I'll be sharing my stamping cart. That's another favorite cart with you soon too. And hopefully we can just check out all that. Oh, and I know, yes, I've been having lots of questions before we go. December Daily December Days is coming. Yes, I just got Christmas last week, my hands on Christmas. So I need some time to create it. And in between Croptoberfest and Daily December Days is my 30 days of gratitude, which I love to do every month because I think we need to focus on our gratitude for everything that we have. And I have this really awesome idea for 30 days of gratitude for you this year too. So those are the 3 things coming your way. Like a freight train, friends, like a freight train. We're doing Croptoberfest, we're doing 30 days of gratitude, and then daily December days. But I can tell you, I will use the new Christmas collection, and make sure you get that plaid paper, because I love that plaid paper. Okay, so, and Sarah, good question on Secret Box. I am thinking maybe it'll get released. So we should know this Friday if there's new product coming for next Monday. They might announce that as something coming, or it might be then 2 weeks after that. I don't know about the new Secret Box, but there is one for Q4. So it's got to be before the end of the year, right? Okay. So, yep. Okay. All right, you guys, I can't wait to read some more of your comments. This is so fun. Thank you again for joining me this Tuesday. Let's go tidy up and then have some fun actually creating, because we can find stuff and we have things right where we need it. And it's just going to make our scrapbooking process that much more fun. All right. So many thanks to you for joining. And until I see you next time, I hope you take time to craft some joy. Bye for now.